CBS News Bay Area Afternoon Edition with Ann Mekovic.
Right now on the afternoon edition, we are hearing from the surfer who had a close call at a Bay Area beach after a shark took a bite out of his surfboard. Thanks for joining us this Monday. Right now, Montara State Beach in San Mateo County is still closed after that close encounter this weekend. State park officials say that attack happened Saturday afternoon. Montara State Beach is between Pacifica and Half Moon Bay. Surfer Jens Heller says he was about 100 yards offshore when his board was bit. He wasn't hurt, but he says the force of the bite was enough to knock him off the board.
I just remember being in the water, looking back, seeing this black eye and the teeth of the shark. And then I just tried to grab my board as fast as possible and come back in.
And he's smiling about it all, apparently. Lifeguards immediately cleared the ocean and closed the beach for 48 hours. It is scheduled to reopen at 2 this afternoon. No word on if they found the shark, but the California Department of Fish and Wildlife did swab the surfboard for testing. A dead gray whale was found floating in the tide at the same beach this weekend. The Marine Mammal Center said it didn't make it to shore. They don't know how that whale died, but they did confirm it is not the same one found last month. This brings the number of gray whales who have died in the Bay Area this year to 15. 5 of them were found in 1 week in May. They've been found off of Alcatraz, Point Bonita, Berkeley, Bolinas, and the Farallon Islands. Scientists say at least 3 of them were hit and killed by boats. To our first alert weather now, taking a live look outside at Alcatraz Island. We saw some heat over the weekend, and Zoe Mintz is here with a little bit more on how the new work week is looking. Zoe.
I mean, I understand why he wanted to go surfing this weekend because it was so darn hot out here, but now things have quieted down, calmed down, and we are looking at much more comfortable conditions, what we should be feeling in spring. If not summer, technically it is already summer now that June has begun. And you notice the marine layer from early this morning, it quickly backed off. Still a little bit of it hanging on to at least our North Bay communities, but either way, everyone is seeing quite a lot of sunshine right now. The sunshine is going to allow our high temperatures to warm up a degree or 2 warmer than what we felt yesterday. No longer going to be in the upper 50s along our coastal communities. We'll be in the low 60s, mid 70s for areas around the bay. The farther inland you go, the warmer it gets as usual, but at least it's not going to be excessively hot. We'll be in the mid 80s in our inland East Bay communities, low 80s down in the Santa Clara Valley. Overall, a really gorgeous day out there. Even in San Francisco, we're going to be near 70 degrees. I hope you all can get out and enjoy today, but if you can't, this lovely weather is going to stick around all week long. I'll let you know what you can expect for the first full week of June coming up in just a bit. Back to you.
Sounds good. Thanks, Zoe. Today marks the official start of fire season in Santa Rosa. That declaration triggers important safety measures like burn bans and vegetation management rules. Neighbors and fire crews came together for a wildfire preparedness refresher over the weekend, so they're ready to go if and when that moment strikes. Santa Rosa saw 2 major wildfires in recent years, the Tubbs Fire in 2017 and the Glass Fire in 2020. With memories of those fires still fresh, the focus now turns to prevention.
Our hope is that the work that we do to train is going to be complemented by a lot of the vegetation management practices, weed abatement, defensible space, home hardening that we're hopeful that our community takes into account and does.
Fire officials say these strategies will be especially important this year after a wet start to the year. Dry grass and overgrown vegetation have quickly turned into a lot of fire fuel. The driver accused of killing a beloved Oakland teacher following a car crash last week and a car chase made his second appearance in court. Eric Hernandez Garcia is facing a number of felony charges, including vehicular manslaughter. He was assigned an attorney today, but has not yet entered a plea. Hernandez Garcia is accused of killing Dr. Marvin Boomer, a teacher at Castlemont High School. Dr. Boomer was hit by a speeding car during an evening walk with his partner in East Oakland. The CHP had been chasing the car, but backed off before the deadly collision. Hernandez Garcia is going to be back in court on June 20th. Oakland City workers are back to the office today. They are going to be required to be on site at least 4 days a week now, and that marks the end of Oakland's flexible work-from-home policies, which started during the pandemic. Local businesses have been looking forward to a potential boost with customers returning. But one restaurant owner says Oakland does not offer enough help for small businesses, so he is pulling up stakes and going across the bay to San Francisco. Our Amanda Harry talked to him about his big move.
After originating in Oakland and spending a decade in the city, Tacos El Último Valle is closing up shop and moving across the bridge to the IKEA food hall.
It seems like it's a little brighter on that side.
Dominic Prado says his taco business has taken different forms over the years. A pop-up, a food truck, and most recently, a restaurant at the Fruitvale Public Market, opening in October of 2022. But less than 2 years later, in July of 2024, he was forced to close.
You know, people are not out as much as they used to be, and people are not out here at all.
He says there's very little foot traffic and believes people don't feel safe there, which is what inspired him to run for Oakland City Council last November, calling out elected officials and police over safety issues in the area. He ultimately lost to Noel Gallo, and now he's keeping his business afloat with catering jobs, and he's trying to sell the Fruitvale location.
But what I've seen here is just the lack of investment, a lack of attention, and actually just respect for the people that live here and that work, you know, day to day.
He also felt a lack of support from the Unity Council, the nonprofit corporation that owns and oversees the public market. He was vocal about it.
I think I spoke up when nobody else wanted to about the situation here, and I'll continue to do what I can. Unfortunately, I didn't make the change that I would like to see. If you look around or if you take a stroll through International, you'll see some of the conditions there, and that's what's been the hardest part.
So he's taking his northern Mexican-style wood-fried tacos to San Francisco. At the end of the month, he'll be moving into a new location at Salu Hall, the IKEA food hall on Market Street.
Salu Hall's been welcoming. They're eager. They're excited. You know, the branding that the PR that they have, PR team that they have, is going to be work wonders for my brand. And so Oakland, you know, it's a tough place right now. It's not welcoming. There's not a lot of support for small businesses.
Prado says he's impressed by the investment he's seeing from new San Francisco Mayor Daniel Lurie. He thinks he's incentivizing small businesses and cleaning up the area around Market Street.
We live in major cities, and there's always going to be some kind of element. But I think what they're doing downtown San Francisco Market is actually it seems promising.
Prado's agreement is for a 4-month trial with an option to extend if the business is successful.
Administration officials say President Trump could speak to China's president as soon as this week to try once again to de-escalate trade tensions. That comes as the president has accused China of violating its agreement with the U.S. and ahead of plans to double the tariff on foreign steel and aluminum. Natalie Brandt has details from the White House.
President Trump says the new 50% tariffs on steel and aluminum will take effect this Wednesday after making the announcement before a crowd of U.S. steel workers in Pittsburgh Friday night.
Nobody's going to be able to steal your industry.
The European Union is already threatening potential countermeasures, and economists worry about increased prices on everything from construction materials to canned foods. But the Trump administration argues it's about protecting jobs and national security.
We have to show strength. We have to have a steel industry that's ready for American defense.
The increased tariffs on key metals come as tensions have once again ratcheted up between China and the U.S., with both countries accusing each other of violating that preliminary trade agreement reached in May.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who helped negotiate the truce, said Beijing is withholding some of the products they agreed to export, including rare earth minerals.
We will see what the consequences are. I'm confident that when President Trump and Party Chairman Xi have a call, that this will be ironed out.
Small business owners say they remain in limbo.
The uncertainty is the worst part of all of this.
Ralph Bradley imports lighting equipment from a manufacturing partner in China.
It's hard to plan long-term strategy when you don't know what the long-term cost is going to be on your business.
One administration official has indicated President Trump's call with Chinese President Xi Jinping could happen as soon as this week.
The CDC now says that children 6 months and older with no underlying health conditions may receive COVID-19 vaccines in consultation with their doctor. The updated recommendation contradicts Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Last week, he said COVID vaccines are no longer recommended for healthy children and pregnant women. CBS News medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder discussed the developments on CBS Mornings.
Translation for shared decision-making, that means talk to your doctor. Now, not everybody has a doctor, by the way. 1 in 3 people in this country do not have a doctor. So that's one challenge. In terms of the kids, we know that kids under the age of 2 are those highest risk after the elderly for ending up in the ER or the hospital. And okay, most of them are not going to die, but as a parent, I don't think you want your kid to end up in the ER or the hospital.
Vaccines for pregnant women are still not recommended by the CDC and are now listed as no guidance, not applicable on the agency's website. The American College of Obstetrics and Gynecology still recommends pregnant women get vaccinated for their own health and the protection of their baby. Still ahead here at noon and streaming on CBS News Bay Area, there's a new way to ride the rails in the North Bay, how it's boosting business. Well, here's an idea for a little staycation. This weekend marked the long-awaited arrival of the SMART commuter train to Windsor in the North Bay. SMART stands for Sonoma Marin Area Rail Transit. That line links communities in several small towns in the North Bay, and it is boosting business to local shops, restaurants, and wine tasting rooms. We saw excited families hopping on board who told us nothing beats having a station in your hometown.
We're gonna go to Larkspur and then just hang out, eat over there, and then just see what else comes up. It's just like, it's an easier way to move without having to deal with the traffic and everything and have someone else do the driving. And also have the kids get a chance to ride the train, which they're super excited.
Business owners in Windsor tell us that they are hopeful that this will lead to an increase in foot traffic. As we kick off Pride Month, we are highlighting the challenges many people are facing finding safe and affordable housing in San Francisco, especially within the LGBTQ+ community. William Anthony is one of the people who struggled. As a gay man with a disability, he faced discrimination and obstacles in his search for a home. After moving back from Brazil and dealing with a bunch of debt, he found help through Abode. It's a nonprofit that connects people to housing resources and supports.
They were a blessing. I feel like God sent them for me. Don't let labels define you. We are so much more than whatever group society puts us in.
Stairway to Heaven. William's story is airing tonight at 5 on KPIX and streaming on CBS News Bay Area. All right, back to our first alert weather on a Monday, taking a live look at downtown San Jose. Let's check back in with meteorologist Zoe Mintz. Little cool down, thankfully, for a lot of people.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Cool down, more like just getting back to normal, because the triple-digit heat was definitely not normal for late May, but now that we're in June, we felt that June gloom early this morning. The clouds have officially peeled back, and we're seeing a lot of sunshine this afternoon. That's allowing our high temperatures to actually warm up a degree or two above yesterday along the coast. You were in the upper 50s yesterday. Today, you're going to be in the low 60s. Even here in San Francisco, upper 60s to near 70 degrees, and in the inland East Bay communities, mid 80s, and even upper 70s to low 80s down south. So moral of the story is if you're getting outside today, doesn't matter where you are, it's going to be nice out there. It's not going to be too hot, and it's not going to be too cold. So this is kind of how it's going to be each and every day. Mild weather, really not too many changes on the way, as there is a large storm system that's sitting off the coast, and you might be wondering, hey, is that going to impact us in any way? No, it actually already impacted us, and you probably didn't even notice it. It's continuing to make its way farther south along the California coast and actually changing our wind direction as it does so, coming in from that offshore to southerly direction. So we're actually not looking at nearly as much of those microclimates as we were this past weekend when temperatures jumped about 20 degrees from the coast to our inland areas. They're only about 5 or less degrees warmer from the coast to our inland areas. And then you head across the bridges and it really doesn't even get that much warmer. So yes, there are still a little bit of those microclimates, but they're not in full force this afternoon because of the direction of the wind. By tomorrow, though, the wind direction is going to change up a little bit. but it's not really going to do all too much in terms of cooling down our temperatures at all. It might be 1 degree cooler tomorrow compared to today, and then 1 degree warmer by Wednesday, and then maybe 2 degrees cooler by Thursday, and then 2 degrees warmer by Friday. So we're not looking at that huge roller coaster of weather like we have been over the past couple of weeks. It's a lot more moderate, a lot more stable. It's this upcoming weekend that we might see those temperatures warm back up to the mid 80s, but compared to the upper 90s to triple digits, it's a barely warm up that we'll be seeing. Mid-60s along our coastal communities. Overall, beautiful weather all across the Bay for the first full week of June. Back to you.
Thanks, Zoe. Big turnout again at Thrive City as the Golden State Valkyries returned from New York to host the Minnesota Lynx at Chase Center last night. But just like with the Liberty, the violet and black new coming in, it was not going to be easy. The Lynx were coming in undefeated. In the second, Kate Martin had the Valkyries going. She hit one from deep and was fouled. A career-high 14 points in 19 minutes, and the game was 51-50 midway, but it was all Minnesota in the second half. Valkyries lose this one 86-75. Well, CBS News Bay Area is your home for the Valkyries. More than 30 games airing on KPIX and Pix Plus 44 Cable 12 throughout the season. Still ahead, a Bay Area rap icon taking his talents to a different kind of stage.
Put the stunner shades on. 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 Now gas, break,
We are going to have more on E40's Tiny Desk concert coming up next.
Let me see you show you agree. Let me see you show you.
So we're going to start right off with the Picture Keeper.
Okay.
So what this does, it's a universal device that we're going to pop into our phone, our tablet, or our laptop. So it's got tips for all of them. When you pop it in, the app is going to pull up, and you literally will just push a button on your phone, and it's going to start taking all those photos and videos and saving it directly on this device, making more room on your phone for you. The other thing we can do, though, with this program is we can take the hard copy photos that we have at home, instantly pops up on the phone. It's scanned in.
Great quality.
And then the amazing thing with this is you save it, so now it's saving it, and then you can add color, you can touch it up, you can do whatever you want with it. So you can even make holiday cards, which I love. So I want you to know, though, scanning in documents, not just photos, documents, passports, the deeds, the titles, all of those important things.
You can edit, touch up, and clean up some of these photos.
That's exactly right.
That have imperfections.
That's right. So you can use that photos, documents, you name it. Right now, these are starting at $79.99. It's up to 59% off. And we have multiple different ones with memory. This is the first time we have one that holds up to 128,000 photos. Sheesh. Grab it now, because that one's going to go fast.
To get this deal and more, scan the QR code at the top of your screen or head to cbsdeals.com to start shopping now.
Close call. Actually, we are talking about some breaking news right now. This is on the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge. There's some sort of issue with the concrete. So Caltrans right now is closing lanes, we just found out, on the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge to make some emergency repairs. 2 lanes, eastbound and westbound, are going to be closed for several hours. So that could be a real issue when it comes to the evening commute. Caltrans says it found some problems with the concrete on the upper deck. It's basically either chipping or breaking the concrete into layers. And you might remember in 2019, the bridge actually had to be closed when chunks of concrete began falling from the bridge. So right now, not clear if that is the same issue that is causing these lane closures on the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge. We've reached out to Caltrans for more info, but drivers are being told to expect delays. Coming up, special art exhibit in the Bay Area featuring thousands of flowers. Check this out. San Francisco's Legion of Honor is blooming with a huge floral display. It is the 41st annual Bouquets to Art exhibit. More than 100 floral installations will be on display all week long. Proceeds from the fundraiser help underwrite exhibitions, conservation projects, and education programs at the DeYoung and the Legion of Honor. That is it for the afternoon edition this Monday. Remember, we are streaming 24/7 on the free CBS News app, and I'll be back here for our evening news at 5 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.